while that is getting ready, you can get in a quick donation. Also, thanks again to Prolix for being always an amazing host and doing a wonderful job. So we have a $13 donation. This is from Ralphurus, who says, here's $13 for the Kingdom Hearts Super Boss speedrun. Maybe it'll motivate me to beat the Remind bosses someday, finally. Thank you so much for your donation. Quick reminder that we are very, very close to getting the level 1 super bosses incentive met for the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix run coming up later this morning. It is only about $175 away from the $25,000 goal. So close. So once we get that $175 in, you get to see all of the fantastic super bosses along with the rest of the data run. So definitely get your donations in for that. And it looks like we are ready. So I will be passing you off to WhiteHat94 for the Contra ReBirth run. Best of luck to you, White Hat.
All right, hey, how's everyone doing this morning? My name is White Hat. I'm going to be doing a run of Contra ReBirth, which is, I feel like, one of the lesser played Contra games. This is going to be a normal run, so we're just going to show we're on normal. I'm taking those 7 lives also. So yeah, there's a few characters in this game. We have classic Bill Reiser. We have Brownie, which is, she's supposed to be an updated version of the robot from Contra Hardcore. We have Yagyu, which I believe is from one of the PS2 games. And then we have the one we're playing as, Newt Plissken, which is an alien salamander. And yeah, we'll talk about that once we start playing, why we're playing as him. But yeah, let's just jump into it. Time is going to start once you see the screen for the first level. So it'll be in about 4 seconds.
Let's attack aggressively.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, yeah, so this is Contra ReBirth. This is a Contra game that came out only on the WiiWare service, which was like the eShop for the like indie titles on the Wii. Came out in 2009. It's part of a trilogy of ReBirth games, along with Gradius ReBirth and Contra the Adventure ReBirth, both of which are also excellent games. So yeah, we're running through this space station or ship. You see the boss like through the window in the background, launching all these pods at us. And we were playing as Newt Plissken because he runs the fastest. So on these platforming stages, we're saving chunks of time over all the other characters. Bill and Yagyu are both like, they're like the Mario, they're like the average characters of the run. So yeah, the boss launched another pod at us. That's like the first form. And now we're riding the debris of the destroyed ship, fighting the giant space worm. We're gonna play it a little safe and just stay up here. You can get real risky and get down low there. All right, we got him. So we have the spread weapon and the laser right now. You can hold 2 weapons at a time. And yeah, like any Contra game, it is one-hit death, and you will lose the weapon you're holding if you die. All right, so we have an Easter egg here. If you see on the second from the left, there's a woman on a skateboard. If you can tell me what that is from, that's a deep cut Easter egg from another Konami game. Oh yeah, this is pretty similar to another level from say this is like a combination of first level from Contra 3 and Contra Hardcore. So yeah, we have the spread weapon, and you see for the bosses like the original Contra for the NES, spread is king for the most part in this game. You just get up right next to it and make sure all your bullets are hitting, and it takes down the bosses pretty quickly. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. We're just taking out these walls. I like this little reference, this bird right here. It's like a reference to that evil dog from the first level of Contra 3. I'll also mention the music in this game is fantastic. I challenge, if you can pick out what games The music is remixes from all previous Contra games. So if you can name the what game that each song is from, feel free to type that out in chat. So this mini boss, right on an elevator. You need to shoot back 8 missiles to hit him, and that'll knock him down. Pretty simple. We picked up the homing gun just for that fight. The homing gun is pretty terrible in this game, so we're hopefully only going to be using it there. And so we're about to fight the boss. He's been chasing us the whole time. We knocked off his head at the very start of the stage during that little cutscene. So just remember we did that. So yeah, we're gonna want to be as close as we can. Make sure that none of our bullets are missing here. So it's gonna be a little dangerous because one-hit death. We do not want to lose our spread gun. He's gonna jump to the left here. We're gonna hopefully get good fireball patterns. Oh, I just bumped right into him. He's like one hit away. That was perfectly fine. So yeah, remember we knocked his head off? At the beginning of the stage, it comes back in the boss fight to eventually take out the boss. So that death was a little silly, but luckily there's a spread gun right here at the start. And we're good to go. So you see the little warning signs popping up. That's gonna tell us, this is an auto-scroller. And that is going to tell us what enemies or bosses are coming up. So yeah, if you have any donations, this is a perfect time for it.
Sure thing. I have a $5 donation from SP who says, "Good luck on your run, White Hat. Go ride them Robo Llamas." We also have a $5 donation from Lexilogical who says, "Donating for Happy Feet doing Pump It Up. I saw it back in April and it blew my mind. Worth every cent to see it happen again. Would love to see a $5 train to make it happen." You know what? These $5 trains are just wonderful, so easy ways for you all to do the best you can to support if it's within your means, and banding together, it shows how much of a difference it can make. So if you got that $5, now's a great time. You want some more donations?
Yeah, you can do another one.
You know, it's surprising how many how many donations we get from this anonymous person. There's so many. We've got a $500 donation with no comment from anonymous. We have another $500 donation. We have another $500 donation. A $200. I don't know who this anonymous person is, but man, do they want to support this event. And we appreciate it so much. Thank you to everybody who's coming in with these wonderful anonymous donations. I see another $200. There's so many. It's incredible. Thank you all so much.
All right, so we just fought a ninja mini boss. Really reminds me of a boss like straight out of a treasure game, like from Gunstar Heroes or Alien Soldier. Like just the way that boss moves. All right, so if you saw the warning sign right there after we beat that mini boss, that was to warn us that there is a stampede of Robo Llamas, if you heard from that donation comment, and we're going to be running on the backs of them. So when I first played this game casually, I got to this part and I was like, man, this game is so absurd. Like, I have to do a run of this game, I think. And shout out to the guy driving the truck. He's been driving the truck the entire level. He hasn't given up. And he's driving the most resilient truck I think there is on this planet.
I feel like those weird things make the most interesting speed games, though, don't you think?
Yeah, it's just, this game is super over the top. I really like these weird Robo Llamas. And eventually you get see pieces of them will fly at the screen. Like, reminds me of Turtles in Time, where you could throw enemies back to the screen.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes.
I feel kind of bad for them.
Yeah, they were just on the wrong road, I guess. All right, so we got the boss of this stage, which is a giant missile, which is shooting smaller missiles at us. And our goal is to shoot back 3 missiles, hit him in the weak spot where he's launching out these missiles. This boss is super annoying. This is like the second worst boss in the game. All right, there's one hit. I think that was our first hit so far. just the way these missiles fly back. All right, there we go. We got the 3 hits. The way they fly back doesn't make any sense, and it's not consistent. So it can lead to this boss being a major reset point for like PvE attempts. Yeah, same. We're trying to get really close to the spread. Play a little safe here. Good to go down now. You can get pretty close without dying. All right, he's gonna die during this cycle. Oh, almost. And I do die after I beat the boss. You are invincible, so you don't lose any lives or weapons. It's just fun to hear what they say. He says, "Let's attack aggressively," and I forget what the other thing he says. But yeah, I mentioned this game was only... There's the homing again. We're not going to pick you up. I mentioned this game was only released on WiiWare. So unfortunately, there is no... And it has not been re-released anywhere else. So unfortunately, the only way to play this is to either have a Wii where you bought this and downloaded it, or buy one that had it, or some other less legal means. So if anyone from Konami is watching this, please re-release the ReBirth games. Put all 3 of them on a Switch cart, sell it for $60, and I will buy it day one. These 3 games are really fantastic, and like not very many people have played them because it was only on WiiWare. So like it's just in my head, it's like it's free money for them if they would just. M2 is the company that made the 3 games, and they're masters of porting games. So I feel like they could whip it up and get it going, because they released the Castlevania, Contra, and Gradius collections, but none of these games were on them. All right, so we're falling through this. We had a auto scroller that we fortunately couldn't speed up there. Now we're fighting this giant statue head. Had to be careful of the fireballs at the start. Now we have this is technically the trickiest platforming section right here, because we do have lava under us. There's a couple of jumps that are pretty tight. We have that jump, and then these 2 jumps. It's pretty easy to try and jump like a tad too early, and then you end up just walking off. But you can do this entire screen almost entirely non-stop, which is a small time save that I found over the old record. I do have the current record for this category and for easy mode. So I found some small time saves like all over the place. And I believe Mr. K has the record for hard mode. So there is a harder mode than this, and okay. It is random what spawns out of those blocks. And there is an even harder mode called Nightmare Mode, which I've looked at videos of it, and it looks absolutely insane. Maybe someday I'll try and go for that. So yeah, we're already here at the final stage, which may look familiar for a Contra game, that we're inside some sort of alien monster. One of the other interesting things about this as a Contra game is that during the stages, all the enemy spawns are totally consistent, which is very, very strange. That's usually like one of the hallmarks of a Contra game, is that the enemy spawns are like totally random and they love to troll you. So we took an intentional death there. I switched to my laser to lose that, because, hey look, here's another laser. So we save a little bit of time damage boosting behind the boss, and then once the screen starts to scroll, we're already on the right, so. All right, this is another just absolutely absurd section. That this is like, if I wasn't sold after the Robo Llamas, like this one was like, oh man, this game is so ridiculous. So this is, do you recognize what this boss is, or what we're running on? This is the boss from the original Super C, and there's a whole stampede of them. It's just too ridiculous. I love how over the top this game is. And then we're fighting the Red Falcon, as is customary. So the worms that come out of the sides here are random. It can come out of either the left or right side first, and then it can do 2 different patterns first. All right, that was a pretty solid fight. Now we're moving on to the final boss. Now this final boss is the worst boss of the game, going for PB attempts. So we have our laser. We kept that through level 3 all the way to here. And the reason we kept that is, you will see once we get to some later forms. Ooh, another laser. I'm gonna grab that other laser. Oh, hey, nice. We start off with the worst pattern. So this is the worst pattern because the boss is hiding and moving around, really hard to hit. But none of the other weapons can damage the boss like on this form, because it has the garbage going around it. That's fine. We're gonna use that death to have iframes here. We're gonna play this a little safe. But the laser is fantastic, because same with this. With any normal weapons, you cannot damage this boss. Should be very close to dying. Okay, and there we go. All right, so time is going to be when the stage clear appears. It's going to be in just a couple seconds. And time. All right, that was actually a pretty smooth run. I had one silly death on that one boss, and then take the intentional death there in level 5. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward game. It's pretty easy to learn if anyone is interested in picking it up. There's not a whole lot of tech to it. There's no mashing, which is really nice for a Contra game. It has all auto fire built in, and so yeah, we saved the Earth. Apparently Che Guevara is the galactic president for some reason, and yeah, I think that's pretty much it for Contra ReBirth. Really fun game. Really feel like underrated because it only came out on the Wii, so not too many people have played it. Oh yeah, I guess we can shout out my couch again. Fox is kind of lurking today because he saw some of the chat comments from my Monday run, but yeah, he's doing all right. But yeah, that is gonna be it for me. Yeah, thanks to GDQ for having me yet again, and yeah, hope everybody enjoys the rest of the marathon.
All right. Well, that was a wonderful run. Thank you again, WhiteHat94, for that Contra ReBirth run. Hopefully you get your wish and it comes out, re-releases for the Switch so you can spend that money and get a new copy. You know, got to ride those Robo Llamas. All right, real quick, I have some great news for you all. We will start with a quick donation from Kona152, who donates $25 and says, "Finally, I got paid, so I can finally donate during one of my favorite events of the year. Great runs for a great cause. Donation going to those extra Kingdom Hearts data bosses because the tech during those fights is amazing." And I have some great news for you, Kona, because we have met our incentive for the level 1 super bosses for the Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix runs. We will get to see all of the extra super hard fights like Lingering Will and Sephiroth, etc. It's going to be great to watch. Crispy is a wonderful runner. So super, super excited for that. If you are looking for the next place to put your donations towards, the next incentive, definitely consider the next bonus game, which is Pump It Up by Happy Feets. So keep that in mind. Get those donations, can keep them rolling. And for now, we will be heading to a quick Twitch ad, and I will see you back in a minute. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are here all morning, very excited to be together to watch the amazing runs. Keep in mind, we have some wonderful runs coming up, like Puzzle Bobble 2, which is up next. That is being ran by Pashi. We also have a short hike. Baba is You, Sly Cooper, Kingdom Hearts, some awesome, awesome runs. Looking forward to all of them. Can't wait. It's gonna be great. We have some donations and things in the meantime while we are getting set up for those runs. So for now, we have a $10 donation from the Soup Wizard who says, I need to see Happy Feeds do Pump It Up again. His exhibition was the most exciting part of the last event, hands down. A huge joy and an incredible show. Trust me, you do not want to miss Pump It Up. Everyone give him your money. I mean, yeah, it's a GDQ for MSF. We know what you mean. Thank you so much for your donation. And yes, I agree. We absolutely want to see that Pump It Up run. It will be super incredible. So please get those donations in for that. As a reminder, this event is benefiting Doctors Without Borders. Doctors Without Borders, or MSF for Médecins Sans Frontières, is an international medical humanitarian aid organization that works in over 70 countries around the world, providing life saving medical humanitarian care and speaking out about what they see in those areas. Their work aids people based solely on need, irrespective of race, religion, gender, or political affiliation. MSF is committed to safeguarding their patients' right to autonomy, confidentiality, and informed consent. 90% of their staff is national, meaning they live locally and are from the country that they work in. MSF relies mainly on the generosity of individual donors, with over 90% of MSF's income coming from private donors giving small amounts. Alrighty. We also have a 1,100